All right, we're going to finish up our reading today with Love That Dog. So go on and get your books together. And we're going to be on page 61 today. We're actually going to finish the book today. I can hardly wait to see how it ends. So prepare yourselves, okay? We're going to be on April 24th today. It feels like forever since we've been reading. So hopefully you can remember that last time we left Jack, he had just written a letter to Mr. Walter Dean Myers, where he was asking him to come to their school. And if he did, his teacher might make him some really good brownies. He was trying to convince him to come. And his last entry was April 20th. Did you mail it yet? Did he answer yet? Okay. And so he's asking his teacher if there's been a response. So let's find out. On April 24th, what happens next? Months? It might take months for Mr. Walter Dean Myers to answer my letter? If he answers it? I didn't know until you explained that the letter has to go to Mr. Walter Dean Myers' publisher company. And then someone at the publisher company has to sort all the mail, not just my letter, but hundreds and hundreds of letters to hundreds of authors. All that big mess of mail piled up, and someone sorting all that mail, and then the letters from Mr. Walter Dean Myers go to him. And maybe he's away, maybe he's on vacation, maybe he's sick, maybe he's hiding in a room writing poems, maybe he's babysitting his children or his grandchildren, if he's married and stuff. Or maybe he has to go to the dentist to get that car fixed, or maybe someone died. I really, really, really hope someone didn't die. So, if you ask me, it could take him years to get around to answering that letter. So I guess we'd better just forget about it. Not count on it. Get it out of our minds. Do something else. Forget it. Did you notice the repetition on page 62? What word was repeated 3 times? Sorting. And then it happens again at the bottom of the page. What word did you find? Really. That's right. Go to page 64. April 26th. Sometimes when you are trying not to think about something, it just keeps popping back into your head. You can't help it. You think about it and think about it and think about it until your brain feels like a squashed pea. There's repetition again in those phrases. Think about it, think about it, think about it. May the 2nd, page 65. Yes, you can type up the thing about trying not to think about something, but you'd better leave my name off it because it's just words coming out of my head, and I wasn't paying too much attention to which words came out when. May 7th. Maybe you could show me how to use the computer, and then I could type up my own words. Wow, how Jack has changed. May 8th. I didn't know how the spell checking thing inside the computer. Oh, I didn't know about the spell checking thing inside the computer. It's like a miracle little brain in there, a little helper brain. But I'm a slow typer person. Did you say there is a teaching typing thing in that computer too? Will it help me type better and faster? Tap, 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 tap. So my fingers can go as fast as my brain? May 14th. I typed this up myself. My sky. We were outside in the street, me and some other kids, kicking the ball before dinner, and Sky was chasing with his feet going every which way, and his tail wagging, and his mouth slobbering, and he was all over the place, smiling and wagging and slobbering and making us laugh. And my dad came walking up the street. He was way down there near the end. I could see him after he got off the bus, and he was walking, and I saw him wave, and he called out, "Hey there, son." And so I didn't see the car coming from the other way until someone else, one of the big kids, called out, "Car!" And I turned around and saw a blue car, splattered with mud, speeding down the road. And I saw Sky going after the ball, wagging his tail. And I called him, "Sky! Sky!" And he turned his head, but it was too late because the blue car, splattered with mud, hit Sky. Thud, 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 and kept on going in such a hurry, so fast, so many miles to go, it couldn't even stop. And Sky was just there in the road, lying on his side, with his legs bent funny and his side heaving. And he looked up at me and I said, "Sky, Sky, Sky!" And then my dad was there and he lifted Sky out of the road and laid him on the grass. And Sky closed his eyes and he never opened them again, ever. That's a hard entry to read, isn't it? Especially because I know some of you have lost your loved dogs lately. Can you see how he referred to one of the poems that had been written earlier? The blue car, splattered with mud. He used the words of another poet and entered his own words, but used it as inspiration. May 15. I don't know. If you put it on the board and people read it, it might make them sad. Page 74. May 17. Okay, I guess I'll put my name on it. But I hope it doesn't make people feel too sad. And if it does, maybe you could think of something to cheer everybody up. Like maybe some of those brownies you make, the chocolate ones that are so good. May 21st. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That is the best news ever. I can't believe it. Mr. Walter Dean Myers is really coming to our school. He was coming to our city anyway to see his old buddy, and he would be honored to visit our clean school and meet the mostly nice kids who like his poems. We sure are lucky that his old buddy lives here in our town. Wow! May 28th. The bulletin board looks like it's blooming words with everybody's poems up there, and all those colored sheets of paper, yellow, blue, pink, red, green. And the bookcase looks like it's sprouting books, all of them by Mr. Walter Dean Myers, lined up and looking back at us, waiting for Mr. Walter Dean Myers himself to come to our school, right into our classroom. Wow! Do you notice the imagery in the top of page 77? How he speaks about the bulletin board blooming? May 29th. I can't wait. I can't sleep. Are you sure you hid my poem that was inspired by Mr. Walter Dean Myers? I don't want to do anything to upset him. June the 1st. And notice how he writes his poem. Mr. Walter Dean Myers Day. I never in my whole life ever heard anybody who could talk like Mr. Walter Dean Myers. All of my blood in my veins was bubbling and all the thoughts in my head were buzzing, and I wanted to keep Mr. Walter Dean Myers at our school forever. Page 82, June the 6th. Dear Mr. Walter Dean Myers, thank you 100 million times for leaving your work and your family and your things people have to do to come and visit us in our school, in our class. We hope you liked your visit. We think maybe you did because you were smiling all over the place. And when you read your poems, you had the best voice, low and deep and friendly and warm, like it was reaching out and wrapping us all up in a big squeeze. And when you laughed, you had the best laugh I've ever heard in my life. Like it was coming from way down deep and bubbling up and rolling and tumbling out into the air. We hope we didn't ask you too many questions, but we thank you for answering every which one, and especially for saying that you would be flattered if someone used some of your words, and especially if they added a note that they were inspired by Walter Dean Myers. It was nice of you to read all of our poems on the bulletin board, and I hope it didn't make you too sad when you read the one about my dog Sky getting smushed on the road. And I think you like the brownies too, right? Thank you for coming to see us, Mr. Walter Dean Myers. Inside this envelope is a poem using some of your words. I wrote it. It was inspired by you, Mr. Walter Dean Myers, from your #1 fan, Jack. Love That Dog, inspired by Walter Dean Myers by Jack. Love that dog like a bird loves to fly. I said I love that dog like a bird loves to fly. Love to call him in the morning. Love to call him, hey there, Sky. I hope you enjoyed the book. I love reading it each and every year. I wish I could be with you to read the ending, but it's a great, great story of Jack and his love for his dog. Today you're going to be finishing up the pages in on the study of this book. I think it's pages 15 and 16. So you'll be referring to the back of the book at some of the poems that he uses that inspire him, and he uses as an example for his poetry. So go back to the end of your book as it tells you and read those poems and finish up those. We'll be having a test on Love That Dog on Friday, but we'll be doing some finishing up this week on pages and things. So have a great day. Get to work on those pages and send in those pictures when you finish your work today. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.